Welcome back everyone, I hope you are well. It's Nick back in the chair on the zxspectrum and we're looking at Invasion Force, originally programmed for the 16K but I'll be playing it on the 48K. Now this is published by Artic Computing way back in 1982, so it's a retro type of shooter, kind of a bit like Phoenix. We won't do a suicidal game, we might do one of those a little bit later on depending on how I'm doing. Right, so basically destroy a big UFO and last as long as you want. Unlike Phoenix, this is just over one level, so we must launch firepower through this force field here by avoiding getting shot by everything else. You see that big yellow mothership there? We must shoot a hole in its bottom and then to shoot that flashing thing, as you can see in the middle, and that's pretty much it. So it's just left, right and fire, and that's as well down to it. Now it's not a black background, it's a blue background. I don't know why they've done that, but it's quite interesting. It doesn't move particularly well and the graphics aren't particularly good, but it's 1982, and for 1982 I think I would have been impressed. Right, you've got a timer going down in the top left, which is your bonus essentially. If that goes to 0, you've had it. The force field thing will regenerate itself under the ship, so that's cyan line. So if you don't hit it enough times and you run out of time, then you're dead. Get it? Right. Quite easy. I would have played this quite a lot as a kid back in 1982 because it would have blown me away, but it's aged absolutely terribly. Is it as good as Phoenix? No. Is it as good as Firebirds? No, but I've destroyed the mothership and that's all that matters. Now, if you had this game back in the day, let me know, because I don't think many of you would do. Right, warning, superior aliens detected. Right, let's just see how superior they are to the last lot. Your lives are up the top there, so you see 3 ships, and then your score. Oh, that's a nice effect. How have they done that? Or am I drunk? Right, okay, so it's exactly the same, but I think there's more stuff firing at you. And I've got a hit right in the front. Okay, well, that's good. Oh, I like that animation. That is good. That would have blown me away as a kid as well. So repairs complete. But we still lost a life, right? So is that a spaceship or is it a yellow submarine? We all live in a yellow submarine. Dan da dan dan, yellow submarine. Dan da dan dan, yellow submarine. I think I just did a remix version there. Sing it at home. We all... No, it's not. Okay, right. Now, let's just concentrate on blowing up this ship. So it's like the last level of Phoenix, sort of, so it must have been influenced by that, maybe. If you've programmed a game like this, let me know. I do like that effect, all different colours, but it's very, very basic indeed, but still good for 1982. I'd like to have seen that on a cover tape. Good. Right, and that's it. I've pretty much shown you all of the game, and I think we're only a few minutes in. So it's all a case of I can get off level 2. I'm not quite sure how many levels this has got, but I'm guessing it stays exactly the same, just getting more and more stuff firing at you and going round and round in circles. Bonus points, I think, for shooting those aliens going forward, or those green ones going from left to right in equidistance. It's quite well programmed. I'd like to hang into it if I could do and just see what the program is like. So there's a few things moving. Well, that force field, the things firing at you, and those green aliens going across. No ducks in this one. If you're someone that like ducks in your game, there's certainly none here that I've seen so far, unless they sneaked it into level 8 billion. Oh, I've got killed again. I was doing very well there. Right, now, high score. No, not Nuke. We want... Oh, what am I doing here? Nick, that's what we want. I've got the high score. Game over. Quite annoying sounds on this, but it's of an era, a bit not as bad as the sounds on those C5 games we reviewed, so have a look at that. There's 3 Sir Clive Sinclair games here that we reviewed. Boo, 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 boo. Right, let's have another go. Off we go. Back into the cosmos. Let's have one last normal game, then we might do a suicidal game. I think that might jump us forward. Computer seems to be struggling a bit here. Let's let it off. Boo. Yes. You don't want to listen to this with headphones on. If you are headphones, you're probably in trouble. Right, so just concentrate, Nick, on avoiding all the stuff. Left, right and fire. You can hold the fire button down. It doesn't seem to affect its movement too much. There's the van, the Arctic van, and we've been replenished again. Repairs complete. I'm getting a little bit bored. But in 1982 there wasn't too much to do, was there really? You can go out and play a football, watch one of 3 television channels that are on, or you could play this, I suppose, once it's loaded, which will take quite a while. Not sure. No, this didn't come out on the Commodore 64, but I'm sure there were similar games. I mean, the arcade game Phoenix inspired quite a lot. My favourite one I've seen so far would have to be Firebirds, just because the mothership compared to this is in a different category. When that comes down the screen, it's absolutely awesome. So if you haven't seen it already, do check out my Spectrum review of Firebirds. Compare it to this. Can't quite remember what year that one came out, but I'm guessing a few years afterwards. It's almost as if they're on different computers. A little bit like a type-in this. I don't think it was a type-in though. I think it was a commercial release. The ship explodes again. Right, that's level 1. We don't seem to have too much problem with level 1. It's level 2 that I seem to have all the difficulty. Yes. Right, warning. Superior aliens. So not just like the last aliens. These ones are superior. Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're that superior, are they? That's the best bit of the game. That hazy effect. I don't know how they've done that. Right. Try not to sing the Yellow Submarine song. But if this alien visited Earth with that chunky sort of spaceship, I don't think we'd be too worried, would we? It's not very streamlined. It'd probably burn up in the atmosphere as it entered Earth. So, I think that's why it's blue. We must be a gun turret on Earth, defending against these aliens that are coming down attacking. And they've got this crazy force field going across, which is very blocky. As I take another blast and my component atoms go spreading across the screen. But a big straw to help us. A big straw from an Arctic van. Yes. There wasn't too many instructions on it. Well, there was instructions in the game, but I didn't click on those because all the way through you got that do, and I thought that might annoy you. But essentially, it's no backstory. It's just telling you what to do. Shoot the bottom out of that ship and then hit the flashy thing. That's basically it. Come on. Oh. And every time you die, you must start right from the start again. So Phoenix has different levels. But to get there, this is just all over one level. So it's the end, the spaceship level each time. I think we need to go on suicidal, don't we, really? Suicidal mode. Let's see how that plays. Do. Do. Da. That's all I want to say to you. Right, suicidal mode, no instructions. Suicidal mode, yes. Yes, Sir Bob. What could possibly go wrong here? I'm thinking of a number of things. The whole screen's probably going to be filled up with firepower. Right, off we go. Call it. Oh, it's very fast. Right, so it goes a lot quicker in suicidal mode. One could say it's suicidal. Well, that's all that works. Was that a bird cheeping? Right. I think this suicidal mode might be impossible. It is. This is impossible. How can you avoid that? Forget about suicidal mode. It's funny, but you can't play a seriously game on that. It's either normal or nothing, this. Man. I find it hard to criticise games from 1982 though. I mean, the computers were just getting going, they were learning stuff. So it's quite, yeah, game over really. It's quite an accomplished game, but aged terribly. But for retro fans, it's pretty good. I'm quite enjoying it, but I am always a sucker for punishment. I do like seeing these early retro shooters, the good and the bad, but they're all of a sort of like genre. We'll have one last go. We won't do instructions. I'll see if I can get to level 2 again, and then we'll say goodbye. So this was on the 16K computer. Let me know what you think about the game so far. We've reviewed loads and loads and loads of these early retro shooters. I do like games from the early 80s. Right, so it's going. This is a much more sedentary pace. Yeah, completely different to suicidal mode. Just avoid getting shot really, and shoot that UFO type thing, if you can. Alright, who's bored yet? Put your hands up. Put your hands up. Was that a song by Reef? I think it might have been. Put your hands up. Put your hands on. You put your hands somewhere anyway. That's the way that I feel right now, and it feels all something or other. Right, if you don't know Reef, and you won't, and you're lower than 30 years old, you wonder what the hell I'm talking about. But it's all good retro stuff that I've remembered wrong. That's all about retro nostalgia. You don't quite remember it how it is. So if you played this game a lot as a kid and loved it, and now there's been a 30 to 40 year gap and you're now watching it, you'll think, hang on a minute, is this the same game I loved? Well, it is, because you've seen it through a kid's eyes and there wasn't much comparison by then. They couldn't use this as a CGI in Star Wars or Star Trek or stars in their eyes, but they could. Well, no, they couldn't, could they? Let's have a Spectrum film, 3D. Right. I don't seem to be able to shoot through the force field. It is a bit of a pain that the ship up the top regenerates itself, this mothership. Look at that, it's regenerating itself rather too quickly now. Not too much is firing at me all of a sudden. Oh, look at that, it's famous last words. Beam me up, Scotty. 8-bit shooting, here we go. Yes. So technology's come a long way, hasn't it, since 1982, and that's why it's always good to see retro games. How the gaming industry begun. This is right near the start, to be honest with you. Up to this point, you just had the arcade games, and this was bringing the arcades to your home. As a kid sitting in front of the TV, we're all wired up. This would have looked pretty special playing this. You would have felt like you had the arcades at home, and you would have felt absolutely brilliant. No Grand Theft Auto 5 back then, of course, or whatever number they're on at the time you're watching this. Probably Grand Theft Auto 38, isn't it? Where you put the VR helmet on and you go out and slap people. None of that here. This is wholesome alien killing fun. And everyone you're shooting is either evil or some bizarre crazy monster that's wreaking havoc on the earth. So they're fair game. Right, see my high score flashing in the top right. Nick, like that. Good. That's the only flashing I'll be doing today, that's for sure, since the restriction. Anyway, let's just keep firing. Oh, why isn't that flashy thing blowing up? Look at the bonus, that's getting a bit low. Oh, now it's regenerated. I was right through then. Oh, come on. Throw me a bone here. Oh, I'm never going to get off level 2, am I? But I'm doing good avoiding all this stuff coming at me in yellow. You can shoot those out the sky if you've got good timing. I have not got good timing. Oh, come on, one more. It must blow it up. See, there's a secondary force field on that mothership. You see, that yellow and red thing. That regenerates as well. So you've got two things to try and get through, making it super tricky. I mean, look, there's a hole in it now. It's just if you can hit that hole as it goes across and at the right time over the flashy thing. So it's timing as well. I'm just going backward and forward, hoping for the best. And the best doesn't seem to be happening on this occasion. So the lower force field has been reduced to practically nothing. Why can't I shoot through here? Oh man, come on, don't regenerate. Oh, come on. Right, look at that. It just regenerated right at the last second. Come on, I'm going to win this war. I must win. There's nothing in front of me here. Just keep firing. Oh, I'm being unlucky with the things that are being blocked. We need a stronger weapon. There's no power-ups in this. Well, I don't blame it. It's from a time where power-ups weren't really big. They sort of like come later on. But a power-up would be good, like double shot or something. But I'm asking too much now. 1982, remember? 1982, and I've run out of time, have I will. We probably run out of time on this review as well, to be honest with you. Game over. That's a good effect also. Well, I hope you liked having a look at that one. That was Invasion Force on the ZX Spectrum 16K, but being emulated on a 48K. Published by Artic Computing in 1982. Retro fans of shooters should track that one down, although it's aged absolutely terribly, but I do like it all the same. Got any comments about this game, similar games, or anything retro, then please put that below. You're always more than welcome. Until next time, take great care of yourself, and a very fond goodbye.
Goodbye.